Okay, welcome back, Perks Recap Podcast. This is part two, another unexpected part two. So I apologize for the abruptness of how part one ended. This is the week two review. We've got 4 games still to go. Like I said, we abruptly ended the last podcast because we had more problems with this app. But I am happy to report this will be the last podcast on the current app that's been giving us problems. We are moving to a new podcast or a new podcast app for the week three preview, which will be the next pod. But let's finish this one up. Al is with me as always. Al, you ready for these final 4 games that we did not get to in part one?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And the first one I care about a lot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you jump right in. Philly over Kansas City, 20-17. Me and you predicted it right. Joe actually got this one wrong. Go ahead.
All right. Well, okay. Good news, bad news here. One, the good news is, and there's a decent amount of it for the Eagles. They beat a very good team. They're 2-0. Their defense looks great, other than the second cornerback situation, which is not great. But other than that, their defense looks very good. Um, here's the not great part. I am now officially worried about their new offensive coordinator. They have a insanely conservative game plan to me. They are staying away from going deep into their outside receivers, especially AJ Brown, who has an insane 6 catches for 35 yards through the first 2 games.
Yeah, that's just bad.
It's crazy to me. I don't understand it. I'm willing to be a little patient here, to a certain degree, although I'm a little fired up about it. But I it's a new guy feeling his oats. Hopefully, we're going to work our way through this. But I do not like the approach early on. It's allowing Barkley put up 22 carries for 88 yards, exactly 4 yards a carry and a touchdown. And it was a Herculean effort to do that, given that there were 9 people in the box the whole damn game because Jalen Hurts threw for 101 yards on 22 attempts. That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah, they went crazy conservative in this game.
They, yeah, they
Maybe
really
that
did.
he just needs to learn more about them and how they do things. Because AJ Brown has been almost a non-factor. I mean, he had 5 receptions, but under 30 yards. I mean, yeah, this can't stand. They've got to get better on the offense for sure.
They really do. They're not gonna have any hope of repeating with an offensive approach like this or performance. So yeah. So we'll see how they adapt as time goes on. I'm not, overly like I'm not like where the ship is sinking, but it's a little worrisome early on. I'll put it that way. The positives, the Chiefs had a chance to win this game. I mean, or at least change the plot line of the game when Travis Kelce dropped a touchdown pass that the Eagles' fine young rookie, their second round pick from Texas, their safety Andrew Makbuka or Makuba. I can't say this guy's name. I gotta learn it. Makuba. Um, he he intercepted the tipped pass by Kelsey and ran it back 75 6 yards. He ended up with half a sack and an interception and 5 tackles. He looks like a future star. So that's awesome. That's exciting. The defense is Jihad Campbell has been playing great in his first 2 games, other than an occasional unsportsmanlike penalty. But he's been awesome so far. The draft looks wonderful. The Zadarius Smith signing this week paid off. Zadarius Smith is the guy who shared the sack with Makuba. So there's a lot of positives. The defense looks great again. I love it. But the offense has to figure it out under this new coordinator because they looked so good at times last season, and they do not look good at all this season so far.
Yeah, the offense definitely coming out sputtering, but you know what? You're sputtering and you're still 2-0 against at least one really good team.
And another
And
team who I
one
think is good in the Cowboys. I think they're at least moderately good, if not very good. I'm not sure yet.
right. On the other side, hey, Mahomes again. I mean, this is another pedestrian effort. 16 for 29, 187 yards, a touch and a pick. There's nothing to get excited there. He did run for 66 yards and another touchdown. and he seems to be doing more on the ground, with his legs this year. I think
Yeah.
he ran for something last week as well. I could be wrong on that, but regardless, he really did damage on the ground. But even with his 66 yards, they only ran for 121 um, on 25 carries. And if you minus his 66, I can't do that math, but it's not a good average.
Yeah, it's bad. Like because Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco's been. I was very high on Pacheco this year, coming off almost a full year to recover from that injury. And I really liked him as a rookie, and I love the way he runs so hard. It looks like he's trying to pound his feet through the earth. And I I really like the guy, but he has done zilch so far. He had 10 carries for 22 yards. Kareem Hunt outrushed him in 8 carries with 31 yards. Not super exciting, but it was better than Pacheco. So, yeah, I mean, the two of them combined for 13 less yards than Mahomes.
Yeah, just another offense sputtering. But for Kansas City, we're kind of getting used to it. This is how they play now. The last couple of years, it's just that the difference is, last 2 years there or so they've been winning these games, and now they're losing them. But there is help on the way. They are a little bit, they're banged up. They're missing Rice and Worthy. That's
Yeah,
definitely going to help them when they get, one of them back, and then the other one will come back as well. And we'll see what they look like then. But for now, you got to think Kansas City's offense is nothing to write home about.
agreed. Yep. And the help is on the way thing is real. They will get better for sure when you add two excellent receivers to your offense. But in the meantime, they are sputtering like they did all of last season. Even though they made it to the Super Bowl, it was a struggle. It was the weirdest thing because they didn't look good offensively all season and still made it to the Super Bowl. So maybe they'll turn this around. They are now 0-2, and that is not insignificant.
Yeah, crazy. First time in I don't know how long.
Yeah, and they lost 3 games in a row if you count the Super Bowl for the first time in, I think I heard, the Mahomes era. I think is what I heard. I could be wrong on that, but it's been a long time, whatever it was.
Yep, yep. Okay. Um. So yeah, you actually had Kansas City as your upset pick,
Yes, yeah.
right?
I
What?
thought I'd mitigate. I thought I'd play the odds or whatever. I'm not saying it right, but I thought I'd ease the pain is the right way to put it. If in case the Eagles lost.
Right. I mean, it was valid. I mean, it was a 3 point game, so it was
Yeah,
definitely a valid, good pick.
right on, right on.
All right. Surprising game to me, but then maybe not so much when you really dig deeper into it. Atlanta 22, Minnesota 6. Me and you both got this wrong, and Joe got it right. Um, my goodness, Minnesota. I mean, obviously JJ McCarthy is now not going to play. Is it just because he's hurt, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was. I believe it's a high ankle sprain. I'll double check that while we're talking, but I think it was. He's going to miss a couple weeks. It sounds like at least. I think I
But to be
saw.
honest, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My bad. I think I saw 1 to 3 weeks if I remember right, but I'll make sure before I blabber about it again.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere where it might have been like, let's just give this kid some time off regardless, because 11 for 21, 158 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. He saved his week 1 performance with the fourth quarter, and we thought maybe it would carry over to this game, and
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
it was like the first 3 quarters, the whole game.
It was. Yeah, and it is a high ankle sprain, 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay. Aaron Jones got hurt as well.
He's on the
Uh,
IR, out at least 4 weeks.
Yep, and so Jordan Mason, get him in your lineups if you have him, like me. He only had 9 carries in this one, but I assume he's going to go up to the double digits, mid double digits or higher. Um, he only had 9 carries in this one. They only ran 19 times for 78 yards,
Yeah, because they
and
were getting smoked.
yeah, and Justin Jefferson had 81 yards, but only 3 catches. Just nothing on offense here at all that is jumping off the page for Minnesota. Nothing at all.
No, brutal. And by the way, their backup quarterback is Carson Wentz, which
Good
isn't
luck.
going to. Yeah, you said it before I could. I love it. I love it. I agree.
Now, on the other side, we've got Bijan with 22 rushes, 143 yards, and then Drake London. I'm sorry. Let's see. Actually, there was nobody really on receiving that did much. Drake London did lead them with 49 yards. Because Penix only threw for 135 yards, 13 of 21, still getting his feet wet, no touchdowns, no picks. This was the Bijan Robinson, his game. Al Jair also had 76 yards. They ran for 218 yards, so that's where they won this game. And the time of possession, I'll have in a second, but they dominated that as well.
I think it was like 36 to 23 minutes, I believe.
Yep,
Uh,
36 to 23 exactly. Penalties were not a huge factor. I mean, they had eight, but that's not 50 yards. It's not the end of the world.
and Tony Romo's long lost son is John Parker Romo, went 5 for 5 in field goals. Oh, I did not catch on to John Parker Romo yet. That's a new discovery for me. Now the real story of this game, and it is huge for the future of the Falcons, is their pass rush. They had 6 sacks in this game, which some of it could be attributed to the young quarterback, but that they weren't capable of taking advantage of that for years and years and years. So the fact that they put up 6 sacks puts them on pace for more sacks than they've had since like 2018, which is wild. They
Yeah, I
got
mean, if they can get a defense, they might be formidable.
absolutely, if they can win games where their quarterback throws for 135 yards, it's a whole new Falcon era.
I mean, they held Minnesota to 6 points. Again, J.J. McCarthy had a rough day, and it's he's basically a rookie, and but still, you still held an NFL team to 6 points. That's something, you know, that doesn't happen all the time.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, man. No, it's a very interesting situation in Atlanta. I'm curious to see how real that pass rush is because they only had 1 sack in week 1, which is not good. But 6 sacks in week 2, out freaking standing. The truth is probably somewhere in between. But if they can just vault up into the halfway point of the league in sacks, it just makes them exponentially better than they were. So I can't wait to see if it's for real. I'm curious now because the Falcons now are on my radar as a team to watch out for a little bit.
Makes sense. Yes. Um, that division is going to be very interesting because the next team that we're going to talk about also won. They're 2-0 and seems to be everybody's favorites now. Not that they were not, they were. A lot of people like them going in anyway, but now people are talking even higher about them. They went to Houston and pulled out a 1 point squeaker, 20-19. Um, you actually had Houston winning this one. Me and Joe had Tampa. Uh, this was a tough one to pick. I went with you went with the home team. I went with who I thought was the better team, and now all of a sudden, I think the alarm bells are going off a little bit in Houston because C.J. Stroud doesn't look much better.
Yeah, the alarm bells are way on. They're 0-2. They did nothing to address their offense. They made their offensive line worse in the offseason. And um, I should have given more credence to that for sure because I've been talking about it all offseason. But yeah, I don't know how Stroud's supposed to be any better with a sieve for an offensive line, and he hasn't. He wasn't awful, but it's hard to be great when you have a line like he has. And their run game is almost non-existent. I don't know, man. They are in trouble. They have a good enough defense that they're going to win some games, but they're not going to be a great team this year. And if I could switch my division pick to the Colts right now, I would. I'm that impressed by the Colts and that unimpressed by the Texans.
Yeah, I totally agree. Stroud threw for 207 yards and a touch, no picks, but 13 for 24. And where is Nico Collins?
Man, yeah.
He
I
had
mean,
a
he put
touchdown this week in 50 yards, but I mean, he's just been, a non-factor for the most part. And if you have him in fantasy, you are not happy, like me.
no, and you drafted him as a stud, not a okay guy. So yeah, no, he hey, listen, this whole team is going to suffer because of this offensive line. Everybody that you thought was going to be good is not going to be quite as good because of this line, and the worst case scenario is happening. And I don't know how they're going to recover from it. If they're the only thing they did to they signed Cam Robinson, who is worse than Laramie Tunsil, to be their left tackle. They signed or they drafted a second round tackle who I don't even know. I have to do some research this week, which I will do to find out if that guy's even playing yet. If he's not a player, they are screwed because they already made themselves worse by getting rid of an all pro or a Pro Bowl tackle for a mediocre tackle. And if that second round pick isn't contributing, they are screwed, man. So, like I said, their defense is good enough that they're going to win some games. They might still be close to 500, but I'm starting to think this team's not making the playoffs.
Yeah,
And I picked them to win
I
the division.
I agree. And on the other side, Baker Mayfield just keeps going along, 25 of 38, two touchdowns, no picks, 215 yards. Bucky Irving had 71 yards. Rashad White had 65 and a touch. They
Yeah.
ran for 165 yards, over 5.5 yards a carry. Um, Great distribution. Evans with 5 catches, Irving with 6, Shepard with 4, Egbuka with 4, and a touchdown. Nothing crazy with the yardage, but nice distribution. A nice Baker Mayfield type game. That's like kind of his kind of game.
Completely agree. Completely agree. This is a good football team. I still don't think they're like a hot shot Super Bowl contender like some people do, but I respect this team. I still think I would pick them to win the division over the Falcons, even though I'm very impressed by Falcons in week 2. And they're a threat to beat anybody on there on the field with. They are.
How about this time of possession? 37 minutes to 22.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Wow. Wow. That's just destruction. Yeah.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. So, yeah, they look good. I understand the hype. I'm not totally on board like you, completely on with it totally, but I understand it. And like you said, this is definitely a very good team.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. They're a threat. They're a threat every week. No doubt about it.
Yep, there's no game that they can't win.
Right there with you, my man. Right there with you. In the Texans, I am the high alert mode. High alert mode.
Yes. This is alert time. Yep.
Yep. Right on.
Okay. Another team that is flying high that people are very high on. They're also 2-0. The last game of the week, the late East Coast game for Monday Night Football, which keeps us up till 2 o'clock in the morning. The Los Angeles Chargers 20 and the Vegas Raiders 9. Vegas is just not very good. Geno Smith threw 3 interceptions, so that was basically the end of that. He also threw the ball 43 times. You don't want that. You got Genti there. Between Genti and Zamir White, or whoever else you want to put with them, they should be running the ball a minimum of 25 times. And they had 19 carries for 68 yards for 3.5 yards a carry. Genti, 11 carries, 43 yards. He needs more than that. He needs to be a workout horse. Brock Bowers really hasn't done much this year so far. Myers has been okay. Not much going on here. Not a whole lot to get excited about on the Raiders side. Anyway, I don't really know what to make of them, other than don't think they're very good.
It was an impressive week 1 when they went and just smoked New England, and Geno Smith looked great. Janty didn't do anything in week 1 either, really, but Geno Smith had a heck of a debut, and it was like, oh, maybe they'll be better than we thought. Not after this week 2 performance. I don't think that even in a little bit. So yeah, they're right back to can they win 6 games? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And let me say, you were the only one on that did our full season picks that picked the Chargers to win the division, if I remember correctly. And that's starting to look good, my man.
Well, they're looking good, right?
They're
I
looking
mean,
good. You can't be hurt by Kansas City starting 0-2 either. You know.
yeah. Justin Herbert looks good. 19 for 27, 242, 2 touches, no interceptions in this one. Another game though where nobody really ran the ball. I mean, they didn't. They ran the ball 26 times, but it was average 3 yards a carry. Omarion Hampton 8 for 24. Najee Harris 8 for 20. I mean, couldn't really do much on the ground, but the trio, the triplets here of these receivers, Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey, they are going to be a force every week. That's a threesome that's going to be tough to keep up with. Um, Keenan Allen with 5 catches, 61 and a touch. Johnston with 71 yards and a touch. And he had a good game week 1, too. So maybe a star is born here.
Completely agree. It's emerging as one of the best trios in the league, and a big part of that is Quentin Johnston emerging as a potential star. Like, because he looked rough his rookie year, not a whole lot better, but not a whole like not where you thought he was going to be an A-plus guy in the league ever last year, and all of a sudden he's emerged and looks great. So that's huge because Lad McConkey established himself in his rookie year as an A-plus player, and Keenan Allen has been for 12 years when he's healthy. So yeah, this is a real team, man. This is a real team. They need to get that run game going to be as good as they want to be because the run game hasn't been awesome so far. But aside from that, everything else looks awesome.
Yeah, their defense looks good too. Of course, they got 3 picks,
Yep.
um, but that's also why their numbers aren't jumping off the page really because they got those 3 picks. They had some short fields and things like that.
Yeah, 100%. They were up early. They were up 17-6 at halftime. They never felt threatened at all, so they weren't looking to run up the score and didn't have to. So yeah, it'll be what's going to be awesome is when they have a tough game against well, in week 1 they did, but in down as we emerge through the preseason portion of the actual season, as I like to call it. I can't wait to see when they face another tough team for the next time because I want to see just how good they are, and I think they're pretty damn good.
Yeah, this is another game where I never thought there was any scenario where Vegas was going to win the game
No, no
as I was
chance
watching.
ever. Yep,
As
I'm
I was
right there,
watching it, yeah,
right there with you. No chance, even like from well, they threw that pick very early in the game in the end zone, and from that point on, no chance.
yep. Okay, well, that's going to do it. That's our week 10 or week 2 review show. I went 12-4 this week. You went 12-4 this week, and Joe went 13-3 on the year. He's 27-5. You're 22-10, and I'm 24-8 because we like to keep track of that kind of stuff on here. Um, and I'm 2 for 2 in the upsets.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's good. That's good stuff right there. That is good stuff.
Okay, well, we are going to record our week 3 preview show on the new app. Hopefully, all goes well. Uh, this app that we're currently using has given us problems, which is why we're doing another part 2 because it just falters at the end for some reason. So, hopefully, we won't have any problems with the new one. Make sure you guys check out week 3 preview. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Love it, my man. Looking forward to it.
All right, I will see you on the other side. Until next time, I will see you later.